Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Maria, and on my channel I create videos around everything nursing. I also have a handful of lifestyle content. I am trying to get to 10,000 subscribers, so I'd really appreciate it if you guys subscribe to my channel and also if you gave this video a like. Not only does it help with the growth of my channel, it also tells YouTube that you guys would like to see more videos like this. This video is in partnership with www.nursingpersonalstatement.co.uk, so make sure you check their website out if you haven't done so already. It is such a fantastic resource. In this video, I'm going to be sharing 4 things that you need to consider before choosing the best nursing school for you. And "you" is in capital letters because this video is not a one-size-fits-all. Different people value different things. I'm going to cover 4 points, and some of those points will be broken down into smaller points, and that includes, in no particular order, university league table, university facilities, bachelor's degree versus bachelor's with honours degree, and university location. So make sure you listen and watch every single point because I'm going to be providing you guys with a lot of information. If you want to be closer to home, then you're better off choosing a university that is closer to where it is that you're currently based, in comparison to choosing a university that's 100, 200 miles, down the road, or not even down the road, on the other side of the blooming country, or maybe even in a different country. Some of you guys may already have a part-time job that you want to continue during your nursing degree. You may have very young kids who are established in a school. You may have, grandparents that you're currently caring for. You may be a carer for someone. Deciding that you want to go to university across, the country may not be the best option for you. So like I said, you may want to, consider choosing a university that is closer to where you are in comparison to choosing a university on the other side of the country. Some people may decide to go to a university that's, far from where they are because they want their independence, they want to spread out, they just want to experience a different type of life, and that is completely fine. In terms of location as well, some of you guys may be based in a country. You want to go to a university that's in a bigger town or that's in a city. Some of you guys, it may be the other way around. And so don't think, oh my gosh, I live in the countryside, or oh my gosh, I live in this area. I've had dreams of going to London. When I go to London, it's going to be the best time of my life. If you have never been to London before, then going to London for your university degree may not actually be the best option. Same thing applies the other way around. My advice based off of that would be to maybe spend like a week. I know coronavirus lockdown, it may be a bit difficult, but when this is lifted, my advice would be maybe spend like a week in London, or maybe spend like a week in the university area that you want to go to and get a better feel for the city. Because an open day is just an open day. That's when they get the university, get the nicest, fanciest wrapping paper, wrap it around the uni, make the uni and make the area look as beautiful as possible. But that isn't how the university and that isn't how the area is on a daily basis. Think about it, at my university, when it was open days, mate, the bus companies even catered towards the open day. So not only is the university benefiting from you coming to the university, the town, the city is also benefiting. So basically, on open days, everyone is on their best behavior. So don't think this university looks really good, the location is really perfect, I'm gonna, solely base my decision based on what I've seen over one day. Don't do that. If you've never been to the area before, like I said, maybe spend like a week in the area when the town and the university are just operating as they normally would and they're not trying to show off to anyone, and then you'll get a better idea of if this is the university location that I want to go to. Because remember, when you go to university, you're not just going to be at the library 24/7, you're not just going to be at the lecture halls 24/7. You want to see what the transport system's like, you want to see what the nightlife is like, you want to see what just the general quality of life is like, what the cafes are like, what other activities they have, what the crime level is like, what the street service is like. You want to see all of that stuff. So the second point, point 1A for location, is that you also want to consider the location of your placements. But during your nursing interview, or you may want to email the course lead or whatever, or and just ask them, what hospitals are you affiliated with? Where is it likely that some of my placements will be? If you're going to the University of North England and their placements are 50 miles away from the university base, or 100 miles from the university base, in comparison to the University of South England where the placements may just be 5 miles away, or they may just be 10 miles away. If it was down to me and I was choosing a university that was best for me solely based off location, I would choose a university where the placements are closer in comparison to going to a university where the placements are, widespread 50 miles, 100 miles down the line. Because think about it, 50% of your time is at university, 50% of your time will be at placement. You don't want to be spending like an hour and a half traveling to placement, and then at the back of your mind thinking, oh, if only I'd gone to this university where I know that the placement locations are closer to the hospital, are closer to university, or closer to where it is that I want to be based. So make sure you pay that, make sure you take that into consideration. Not just the location of where you'll be based, not just whether it's a town or the country, not just whether it's up or north or south or east, but also consider the location of the actual placement from where it is that the university is based or where it is that you'll be based. And the reason why I say from where the university is based or where it is that you'll be based is because not every nursing student live on campus. When I was in second year, third year, fourth year of my nursing degree, I didn't live on campus. The second point that you should consider when choosing the best university for you is the university league table. When it came to me choosing my university, I went solely based off the university league table. And some people say, oh, whether you go to the best university for nursing school or whether you go to the worst university for nursing school, some people say it doesn't matter in terms of getting a job. And I think that is kind of true in terms of getting a job. People don't really ask you, oh, what universities you go to, but that isn't to say that they don't look. From my experience, they're probably more interested in your dissertation topic and what you decided to write about rather than the actual university you've gone to. But like I said, I am not a recruiter. Just because they don't ask doesn't mean it is something that they are not aware of. There's a reason why the University of Oxford is regarded as one of the best universities in the world, whereas University of Fulford is not regarded as, one of the best universities in the world. The university league table, for me anyway, I feel like, no, not for me, it's a fact. It's a reflection of the quality of teaching, it's a reflection of the funding that they have, it's a reflection of the quality of students that they're able to produce, it's a reflection of, some of the resources, some of the facilities that they have. So, I would say, based off of my experience and just based off how I'm like, I would rather go to the best ranking university than go to the lowest ranking university. But at the same time, just because you go to the best ranking university doesn't mean you're going to get the best results. I know people who have gone to Oxford University, who have gone to the best unis, you ask them where they're working in call centres, they're working in McDonald's. Similarly, no, for real, I'm not even lying. Similarly, I'm aware of students who have gone to universities where some people might side-eye them, and then you're asking them what their salary is, and you're mind blown by how much money they're making. You're mind blown by how successful they've been. So don't think that, oh, I go to the best university, I'm going to get the best nursing job, or I'm going to be the best nurse ever, or oh, I don't go to a university that isn't as great, I'm going to be a crap nurse. No, that isn't how it works. At the same time, when it comes to choosing your university, a lot of people will say it doesn't matter, but I do think it does matter. Maybe it's just the African in me, but I do think the league table does matter. And some people may say academically it doesn't matter because you are in the driving seat. It's down to you in terms of, to a massive extent, obviously your environment plays a massive role in how well you do, but you are in the driving seat and you've got to drive that vehicle to where it is you want to drive. And some people may say it doesn't matter, but even if you just look at it away from the academic side, socially, the university that you goes to matter. Think about it, you're having a conversation with friends, oh, what university you go to? Oh, I go to University of Cambridge. Everyone's like, oh my gosh, really? Oh, cool, whatever, yeah. And then this person goes, oh, I go to University of, Fowbridge. And you're like, oh yeah, whatever. Some people will say it doesn't count, but I think academically it does count, and I also think socially it does count. That's why things like Instagram, Facebook, YouTube is such a big thing, because we're seeing people's social lives. It's all about social credit, and I do think, no, it's not all about social credit, but social media, a lot of it is about social credit, and I do think the university that you go to does, contribute to your social credit. If you are choosing between a handful of universities that are very close in the league table, for example, University A is number 1, University B is number 2, and then University University C is number 3, and you had to choose, I won't just go basically off the league table because they're so close. I would also look at student reviews. I think the website is called Unistats, and you can actually see reviews from students and student nurses. So when you're looking at the university league table, don't just look at the university league table at the university as a whole. Make sure you tailor it down to nursing. University of North England, these are just names that I'm making up. I don't think University of North England doesn't exist. But let's just say the University of North England, let's just say they were number 1 overall. But then if you narrow down the nursing league table, their nursing school may not be as great as, the geography school, which is the reason why they're held in such high regard. And I also want to talk about, Russell Group universities. Russell Group universities, again, like I said, in terms of league table, it doesn't really matter. Russell Group universities is more for research. So I would prioritize going to a Russell Group university if you wanted to do maybe a postgraduate degree, if you wanted to do a master's degree, if you wanted to do a PhD. That's when, I'd really kind of fight for going for a Russell Group university. But if you're just applying for a bachelor's degree, then, putting all your hopes in a Russell Group university isn't really going to make much of a difference in comparison to if you go to a university that isn't Russell Group. Like I did say, #1 university is #1 for a reason, but don't do what I did and don't just base your university, don't just choose your university based on where it is on the league table. That isn't to say that if you do it, that you're going to come to a wrong decision, because I made my decision based off the university league table. I had a handful of universities that I could have gone to. I just ranked it in terms of league table and went with the highest one, and I don't think it was a bad decision for me. And I'm not saying if you do the same thing that it's going to turn out as well, and I'm not saying that if you do the same thing it's going to be the worst decision that you've ever made, but it is something to consider. I've been in conversations where, I know it sounds really childish, but I just have to be real. I'm not going to come on here and lie. That's actually happened. I'm not even lying. I'm going to have to cut this story out because some people are going to get offended.
Okay, you can still post it.
No, I'm not going to post it. I just said a story, but I'm going to cut it out because I know some people will get offended. But when people say league table and Russell Group doesn't matter, no, it doesn't matter. But yes, it matters academically, and yes, it matters socially. Don't let anyone tell you it doesn't matter. It does matter, and it is something that you should consider alongside university students' reviews. Because I can think of a handful, or I can think of one, popular nursing school, and everyone at the time was like, oh my gosh, it's amazing, it's amazing. But as I've actually spoken to people who actually go to that nursing school and people who have graduated from that nursing school, not even gonna lie, all of them have all said that it was the worst decision that they've made, that it's such a crap university for nursing. Whereas for politics or for science or for maths, it may be really good, but for nursing, it isn't great. There's one uni that comes to mind, and I'm so glad that I didn't actually go with, I'm so glad that I didn't end up at that university.
What uni is it?
The third thing that you should consider when choosing the best university for you is whether your nursing degree is a bachelor's degree with honours or if it's just a bachelor's degree. They are two different things. Please guys, listen to this point. They are two different things. The bachelor's degree with honours is 360 credits and includes a dissertation, whereas your bachelor's degree is only 300 credits and does not include a dissertation. That's why the bachelor's with honours is considered to be, harder, and is considered to be more superior than, just an ordinary bachelor's degree. Both courses, so the bachelor's with honours and just the bachelor's degree in nursing, are accredited by the NMC. So when you finish, you will be able to register as a nurse with the Nursing and Midwifery Council. However, if I had to give most people advice, if I had to choose between the bachelor's with the honours or just the bachelor's degree, I would always go with the bachelor's with the honours, because just from young, I always knew that when you went to university, you had to do a dissertation. And for me, I just can't imagine, doing my first degree and not doing a dissertation, but that's just how my brain is wired. Some people may not want to do a dissertation. They're thinking, I just want to get my nursing registration, I'm going to do it the quickest and the easiest way possible, and they may choose to do the bachelor's over the bachelor's with the honours. But if it was me, I would advise most people, obviously everyone's situation is different, but I would advise most people to go with the bachelor's including the honours. Just because I feel like it opens more doors for you. If you want to go into further study, a lot of people like to know that you have the ability to write a dissertation. But like I said, it really does depend on your situation. I want to share a situation that one of my mentors actually told me about. There was a situation at placement, and I was talking to one of my mentors. She wasn't my mentor, but my mentor wasn't in, so I was just working with her. And I was talking to her about my nursing dissertation and what it was about, and the struggles and the things that I was doing well. And she basically said, oh, I didn't do a dissertation. And I was like, what do you mean you didn't do a dissertation? How is that even possible? And then I asked her, did you do the diploma in nursing? Because I know before, when in the past, you didn't actually need a degree to become a nurse, you just had to do a diploma, but this is several years back. And I said to her, you look quite young. I didn't think you did the diploma. I would have thought you did a degree like I did. And she's like, oh, I did do a degree. And I was like, then what do you mean you didn't do a dissertation? And she basically explained the difference. She said that at her university, she did the nursing degree, but with a bachelor's. Whereas at my university, I was doing the nursing degree with honours, meaning that I had to do the dissertation. And then when I asked her, did you do a degree? And she's like, yes, I did do a degree, but my degree didn't have a dissertation. And she basically explained that there are different types of bachelor's degrees. And when I asked her, like, why didn't you do a degree with a dissertation, I could completely understand her situation. This lady actually did a degree in law, was working as a lawyer for several years, and then decided, actually, I don't want to become a lawyer, I actually want to become a nurse. So, you know, she did a 3-year degree in nursing and decided to go with the bachelor's and not the bachelor's of honours. And she said, mate, I've already done a degree in law, I wrote a law dissertation, I can prove to you that I know how to write an academic piece of writing if I do decide, you know, that I want to do a PhD in the future, or if I do decide that I want to move over into a different, you know, career. So she was thinking that there's absolutely no point of me doing a dissertation, just give me my NMC registration. And that's why she went with the bachelor's degree rather than the bachelor's degree with an honours. So it really is a case-by-case situation, but I do think it is important that people are aware of the differences between the two. Generally, the nursing degree with a bachelor's will have lower entry requirements than the nursing degree bachelor's with honours. So make sure you pay that into consideration. Some of you guys, you know, I know a lot of people when it comes to choosing their university, they don't just want to choose the most competitive university. They want to maybe choose 2 universities that is a bit of a push, and 2 universities that they know that they can definitely meet the requirements. And yeah, that's just something that I think you should take into consideration. Most nursing degrees are nursing degrees, bachelor's included in honours, whereas, you know, a handful are just a bachelor's degree. So yeah, take that into consideration, basically. The second thing that you should consider when choosing the best university for you is the university's facilities. Now,
that's not second, that's third.
Oh, no, it's fourth. The fourth thing that you should consider when choosing the best university for you is the university's facilities. Now, I am going to do a video where I talk about maybe 1 or 2 things that you should not fall for when, you know, choosing the best university, and university facilities is one of them. But the reason why I've included it in this video in terms of things that you should consider is because I feel like facilities in terms of simulation labs, in terms of the technology that they offer, is a reflection of the university in terms of their style of teaching, the quality of teaching, and also in terms of like how much funding and money and how much they really invest into not just nursing students, but also into healthcare students. I say that because people go to universities for healthcare courses and they say, oh my gosh, we've got an amazing simulation unit, and you're thinking all of your lecturers are going to be in that simulation. No, that isn't the case. The university that I went to had a simulation unit, and I can count how many times I actually went into and how many times I actually used that simulation. I don't want to say I'm disappointed, but if I had based my university choice based off the fact that they had a simulation unit, I would have been highly, highly disappointed. Not to say that I was disappointed, because I wasn't, but if I had based it solely off the fact that, you know, they had Apple Macs and, you know, they had the best technology, I would have been very, very disappointed. I say simulation because someone actually commented, I think she must have said simulation labs or something like that. That's why I'm placing more emphasis on simulation labs rather than technology in general. If your university doesn't have a simulation lab, that isn't the end of it. Bear in mind, you know, you're spending 50% of your time at placement, 50% of your time at theory. A lot of hospitals, especially teaching hospitals, have simulation units that you may be able to use when you have your placements there. So those are 4 things you should consider when choosing your university degree, when choosing the best university for you. And that is location, that is university league table, university facilities, and very, very important is bachelor's degree versus bachelor's with an honours degree. I really hope you guys found this video helpful. If you want to see more videos like this, then make sure you subscribe to my channel, and also make sure you give this video a like, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye. Quality of teaching, the different types of teaching that they offer, and also...
Sorry, shit!
You're actually dancing behind the camera.